Hi friends, my name is Emily and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a reading vlog. This is two videos that I've seen floating around the internet. The first is my partner picks my blank. In this case it's books. My partner picks my next read. And the other is like a getting out of a reading slump vlog. He decided to pick a book for me, and so you'll see that footage now.
I'm judging books by their covers. I don't mind this one. Have you read this already?
I haven't. That was the one that I bought for my mom that she bought for herself.
I don't like this cover. I thought this said thick, so I got excited. I mean, is it bad that I like this cover?
No, not at all. It's horror literature.
Alright, I'm gonna try and pick like 5. I don't like that. Oh, I definitely hate this cover.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me why? Why do you hate this cover?
It's an ugly cover.
Alright.
It's so fucking messy. And it's doing the, I watched True Detectives intro. I don't like this one either.
Yeah, something small is good for getting out of a reading slump.
I want to read this before you, though.
Why?
I want to read it unsticky noted.
Oh, okay.
This is my next book.
Alright.
So, no, you can't read this, because I'm going to read this.
Oh, well, okay.
This is a great cover.
Because it's simple?
Yeah, this is a great cover. But it's thick, right?
Well,
It's only 300 pages.
I think it's
400.
just hardcover.
It's hardcover. You paid hardcover money for it.
I did.
I'm adding that to the list. Oh, this series is good. You haven't read it yet?
I haven't.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's easy. That's my list.
This is the list? Okay, so what I'm seeing from this is that you like orange. The whole thing is like a warm color palette.
This is also a good cover.
Yeah.
I feel like you know this is going to be good already. You know what I mean?
You think this would be the one to get out of a reading slump?
Because you like the other ones
I do.
so much already. That cover's the best, but I think this one will get you out of a slump.
Alright, so there we go. Miles picked my book. He picked my next read. Yeah. Did he pick good? And now I'm gonna vlog it. Those are his feats. He doesn't want to be in the video, but you get to see his smug little feats. He's very smug right now. Alright, thank you. Internet, meet the good vent. Good vent, meet the internet. This is the best heating vent in the house because it is right above the furnace. So the air that comes out of here is hot. And it is one of my favorite places to read because I am what my grandmother calls a froschkettel, which I don't think has a good literal translation. And we're gonna see how this goes. So the first book that I finished in a very long time was To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. So this is a standalone novella, and I feel like the most people that I've talked to know her because of her Wayfarer series, and that sort of like more modern, very feminist Star Trek vibes. That's what I get from Becky Chambers. And so I picked up this novella with the last of my Indigo employee discount in October. This is about a group of 4 scientists who are sent out into space to explore other planets. It's like a fact-finding mission, a research mission looking at just life on other planets. Like how are these other planets within the system near Earth doing? It's designed in such a way that they will be coming back to Earth, but it's going to have been many decades before they come back to Earth. I believe it's 80 years by the time they are scheduled to come back to Earth. So like their family is long gone, but the method that they are using to travel through space are like slowing down the body and the process so that like cell turnover isn't happening. They're not aging really as they travel years between all of these planets. We are almost reading the diary of one of the astronauts. Ariadne is our narrative point of view. It's their take on this journey with these 4 people, exploring life. It's not a spoiler to say because the back of the book says, as they shift through both form and time, life back on Earth has also changed. Faced with the possibility of returning to a planet that has forgotten those who left, Ariadne begins to chronicle the wonders and dangers of her journey, which is this book that we're reading, in hope that someone back home is still listening. So at a certain point in the journey, it's not a spoiler to say because the back of the book says this, they realize that the earthly updates have stopped coming through, and so they don't know, did war break out? Did was there some sort of event that destroyed all the technology? Was there some sort of event that wiped out all of humanity? They are so far removed from the planet, and they are doing the science, and they are loving their jobs on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, experiencing all of this wonder and discovery. But I mean, for what? Who is this research for? What are they doing? And it was such a beautiful read. It was a quick read, probably one of the best things that Miles could have picked, I think. The style of being narrated to, the way that this is written is that it's, in theory, made it back to Earth. Somebody has found this text that Ariadne is writing, has written, and sent out into the universe, right? And so as a reader, you're positioned as the person who's found this text, and is trying to figure out, well, what happened? What decision did they make? When the thing stopped responding, what happened? And so I found that really compelling, really engaging, and it was absolutely a fun place. Not at all connected to the Wayfarer trilogy or series now. There's a 4th book coming out. So I finished the book that Miles picked for me, and now he's gonna pick another one. The same contenders that were here before. I think small would still be good.
Have you not read this?
I haven't. I'm gonna read White Bone by Barbara Gowdy. Alright, good evening. It's Friday. And I'm still reading White Bone. This is the second time I've picked it up. What did I do yesterday? Watercolors. I played with watercolors. So this is an absolutely bananas book. Actually, let's switch so that the light is not terrible. So the premise of White Bone is it's almost like a fantasy book with visionary, psychic, superstitious elephants as our protagonist. And they are looking for the safe place, capitals on all of those words, and they need to find the white bone to do this. And Gowdy has invented all of this elephant mythology. The female elephants believe that they all have the potential to grow babies inside them. The bull elephants just need to dig the tunnel. And it's only when the tunnel has been good and dug that they get their grown-up elephant name of she whatever. Then they will give birth because the tunnel has been built. Or dug, rather. Truly bizarre. And part of me is why am I reading this? Why? But also visionary fantasy elephants going on a quest. Good evening. It is December 8th, and I am determined to finish The White Bone tonight. This has been a truly bizarre read. Actually bananas, and I can't tell if I love it or if I have just wasted hours of my life. Oh, I'll keep you posted. So Miles picked The White Bone by Barbara Gowdy. So Barbara Gowdy is one of my favorite Canadian novelists. She wrote Falling Angels, which is, I think, one of my favorite books of all time. It checks so many of my boxes. I believe I have a Barbara Gowdy playlist. If that's still public, I will link it above and below. At one point, I owned all of her books. For the longest time, I only had 2 left. I had The White Bone and The Romantic, and I was holding off reading them because it looked like she wasn't going to publish anything else. Like, it had been like 10 years and she hadn't published anything. Recently she's published The Little Sister, which I also haven't read yet. At the time, I picked these 2 up and was just sitting on them because I anticipated really liking them, and then the anticipation got too great. What if it was terrible? Part of that worry was The White Bone is like the one Barbara Gowdy book that I consistently see in charity shops because it is a fucking weird novel. There were points where I was like, what the actual fuck? Who published this? Like, and then at other points, like, I'm still thinking about this novel. So I finished this on December 9th. It is December 21st, and I'm editing together this footage and filming these little clips, and I am still thinking about this book. Part of me, like, part of my brain is still in the desert with mud. It's still in the forest with the lost ones. This is a book about visionary, magical elephants who have a religion and a society that revolves around the she. It is a matriarchal society. They are grouped together in families that are all named under one letter. So Mud has been adopted by the she-esses after the death of her birth mother. She, at the beginning of this novel, has just been mounted by Tall Time. She's gone into her first estrus cycle and has been mounted by Tall Time and had her tunnel dug, which is like one of the grossest phrases that I've ever heard, but is part of the elephant mythology. I feel like Tolkien would be proud of Barbara Gowdy for the amount of like weird elephant lore and like the elephant hymns. Tall Time is a singer and he is a sign gatherer, and like he loves to sing all of these like religious songs. It's absolutely bananas. The plot of the novel really kicks off when they run into the Shedis, who have been largely slaughtered. Part of them have died when they hit a fence, and they couldn't get past it, so they couldn't get to water, so they died of thirst and hunger, and then the others were slaughtered. So there's a small group of Shedis who comes to hang out with the she-esses at this watering hole, and then the poachers come for them too, and they slaughter most of them except for Mud. She sues, she screams, and she snorts, and two bull calves. And so they can smell that Datebed has escaped. Datebed is their mind talker. She can talk to the other animals. Like, other species can't generally talk to each other. They require like this facilitator of the mind talker, and they know that Datebed wasn't slaughtered by the poachers, because when the mind talker dies, everybody starts to be able to hear the other animals until another calf is born and receives the gift of the mind talker. Elephant lore. So they go on a journey into the desert after Datebed, and they like eat dung. They like taste her dung when they find it. There's a lot of digging for water. There is a lot of drinking of pee. There's a lot of putting like weird elephant medicine into bullet wounds. There's some weird elephant sex scenes at one point. So the really fucked up thing is Tall Time, the bull who mounted Mud and dug her tunnel, he became obsessed with her when she was a child and not at all in estrus, because even then she smelled really good to him. He's fucking obsessed with her, and at one point in the novel he's like supposed to be looking for the white bone. Like, the white bone is this mythical object. It is the rib of a baby elephant that was eaten by a cheetah, and when you throw it, it will point you in the direction of the safe place, which is like a utopia for elephants and creatures full of water and food and no two-leggers. Tall Time is looking for the white bone, and he remembers the time that he first dug Mud's tunnel. And he becomes so excited that he starts running through the woods dragging his penis, his big green penis, because elephants have green penises. Did you know that? Now you know that. He's like running through the woods. The graphic descriptions of like dribbling, and I'm sure a lot of research went into elephant mating habits, and this is one of the reasons that I you read this book and I'm like, what the actual fuck? Who at Harper Perennial was like, yes, I would like to purchase this manuscript. It's so wacky. I mean, by the end of it, no spoilers, I'm not gonna spoil it because I became very invested in this. Like, this book requires a family tree to connect all of the she families of elephants. Like, this is the sort of in-depth lore. Like, I really do feel like Tolkien would be proud of Barbara Gowdy for this elephant epic fantasy. I haven't given it a star rating, but I'm very tempted to give it a 5-star because I'm still thinking about it. Like, it's just so bizarre, and I kind of want to give it to everybody and be like, please, please read about the visionary elephants and their quest for utopia. And then at the same time, does anyone really need to read about an elephant's dribbling green penis dragging through the foliage? Like, does anyone really need that in their lives? Who's to say? But know that I was like deeply upset, deeply moved. I fell in love with these characters because like I totally bought into the language, into the world building, and when you talk about it, it's absolute nonsense. It got me reading. I feel like it brought back that spirit and that joy that I was missing when I was in the reading slump. So I mean, it did exactly what it was supposed to. Big thank you to Miles for picking these 2 reads for me. Let me know your thoughts if you've read either of these books in the comments down below. I would love to know what you think, especially if you've read Whitebone. Like, if you read Whitebone, do you love it? Do you wish for like those 8 hours of your life back? I can't decide. Thank you, patrons, for making videos like this possible. I really appreciate the work that you enable me to do. If you are interested in becoming a patron and supporting the channel, there are some changes coming to Patreon in 2021. A video on that will be coming out shortly, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you all for watching this, whatever this is. And I will see you soon. Bye.